People really need to laugh, these days, right? Like it's been an incredibly tough year, and that's the understatement probably of the century.
Mhm.
But talk about like what stand-up comedy or just comedy in general has been like during a pandemic. Like I saw you did a few summer shows, like in parks and stuff, which was like pretty unique. I wonder what you thought of it. Also, I saw you were participating in some Zoom kind of like stand-up comedy Zoom sessions. So like on a scale from like not bad to like soul crushing, how was it?
More leaning towards soul crushing.
I had a feeling.
Definitely, definitely garbage. No, I'm kidding. It's not bad. I mean, it's not ideal, and it's definitely something I've never experienced or any comedian has ever experienced. So it was all new to us. And yeah, I mean, at first, because I was very strict with quarantining for the first few months. I didn't see anybody for like 5 months. Because my dad has he's more immune to
Hmm.
COVID, and so I had to just stay safe. But then eventually, when there were summer shows outside, and there's more distancing involved, and I could just bring my own mic. I did a couple of these shows outdoors, and yeah, it's fun. It's kind of like it kind of brought the rush back a little bit, and being in front of an actual audience instead of yelling on my laptop every 2 seconds on a Zoom show, where no one's laughing. I can't even see anyone's faces. It's ridiculous. So it's better than nothing, but at the same time, it's just not the same, because stand-up comedy is meant to be inside a dark room and like low ceilings with a spotlight on one person, tight seating, and lots of laughs bouncing back at you. So that wasn't the case doing outdoor shows, obviously, and Zoom shows. That's for sure. Definitely not the case. But it's something that we have to adapt to every day, and it's honestly, I don't really mind it at all, because I'm not just doing stand up. I'm doing everything else too. I act, for TV, movies. I write and I edit, and I also make content. So I have different avenues, which I'm very lucky for, and it's an advantage I guess I have over a lot of other comedians who just aren't willing to do the rest of the stuff that I'm doing. And which is a shame, because there's so many opportunities out there for funny people. There's funnier people than me who just don't have the work ethic, or they're just lazy, or they don't care, or they're hating on certain things. They think like it's not going to help them. And I'm like, well, I look at like, this is the way the world is right now, and I have to adapt. I'm not making any excuses, and you can't.
You're making the most of it, right?
And
Hmm.
yeah, you have to make the most of it. It is what it is. And so that's where I'm at with that.
That's cool because it sounds like you don't necessarily only see yourself as a stand-up comedian. You're like a comedy creator. So the format, in a way, doesn't really matter, whether it's on a
No,
stage or a video or whatever.
as many ways I can make people laugh, entertain them, inspire them,
Hmm.
and make myself happy, I will do it. You're seeing all of it every day on social media. I love acting. I'm doing a lot of auditions, like self tapes for different roles, and that's all I want to do. And then stand up when it comes back, I'll be right back on stage. So
That's awesome.
You had like a secondary role in some show where you actually got killed on screen. Is that right?
yeah, that was me. The
Oh,
Boys
The
on
Boys. Yeah,
Amazon
that's
Oh,
Prime.
right.
wow.
Yeah. I was in the season 2 premiere. I played a stereotypical terrorist cousin, because of my Middle Eastern background,
Jeez.
and I had to learn seven lines of Arabic
Mm.
for the role. But I speak Farsi, which is what Persian people
Hmm.
speak. But I had to learn 7 lines of Arabic, which was, it's not that different, but it is different enough where I have to actually learn a new language.
Hmm.
So it was really cool opportunity, and yeah, that was actually, fun fact. The very first audition I did was for that
Wow.
role that you saw.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and then I got stabbed. I got shanked super hard in the back, and blood splat everywhere. So
No respect. No
no
respect.
respect for me. Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, fun.
You obviously do a lot of impressions, and like I'm curious how you feel about when people ask you to do impressions. So I'm not gonna like directly ask you to do anything, but like,
Right.
did impressions just
Follow-up question:
Yeah.
will you do an impression?
no? Because
Rapid fire.
I can only imagine like some comedians would get annoyed with that. Was it something you just found that you were good at?
Yeah, I was always the goof in my family, amongst my friends, anyone I met. I just loved kind of being fun and goofy and making people laugh naturally, and it just came out of me naturally. And the first time I realized that I could do impressions and accents was when I was a kid. Obviously, I don't remember exactly what age, but maybe let's say around like 9 or 10. where we would have these family gatherings at home, and the first person I made fun of obviously was my mom, because I'm the closest to her and I lived with her all these years, my whole life, and I spent a lot of time with her throughout the years, and it was just naturally funny to me because I was like, whoa, like I speak such good English, but my mom just can't. And she goes through the first example was when we were in a Tim Hortons drive-through, and I was in the back seat. My mom was ordering at the drive-through, and she orders like something for herself. She's like, "Hi, can I get one cheap chocolate muffin with sesame seed bagel?" Nima, like, what do you want? Like, yelling in the back, right? I'm like, "Yo, you're on the speaker." He's just yelling in our language, and then she was like pronouncing words differently. I'm like, "Yo, this is so funny." And I just like picked it up quickly, like immediately, and because I'd never heard it before, and so I just kind of imitated it naturally, just like it was just a part of me. And then I went home that night, practiced more, and I did it in front of my dad, and he was dying of laughter. And then so the family gathering happened, and all their friends were there, and then they're like, "Yo, Neema, like go up," and like they always made me go dance, and like I was always like, "Yeah, okay, I'll dance." And then my dad was like one time, "Hey, Neema can like do a funny impression of my mom." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, do it, Neema, yeah." And then I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went up, literally imitated exactly how my mom ordered at Tim Hortons, and they were like dying of laughter. Everyone was like laughing so hard, and that was the moment I knew, like, oh shit, like I could just do this more, and people are laughing because of something I said. So that was when I knew, like, oh, okay, I can actually make fun of different people, and so I picked it up quickly and started making fun of everyone after that.